Hey everyone, so I just wanted to talk about the two properties that I had just went to see. Actually, I went to see three properties. So the first one was a duplex. Actually, were they all duplexes? So two were duplexes. One was a combination, or I should say a triplex because it was only 3 units. All of these properties have been on the market for a substantial amount of time. Substantial amount of time meaning more than 15 days. Because in Ohio, when things were booming, things would typically last 15 days or less. One of these properties have been on the market for over 70 days. Another one over 100 plus days. The other one, I did not keep too much tabs on it, but it might be in that like 23-day area-ish. So first property I went to see has a seller financing option, which is very attractive. But they had just purchased the property last year. Here's the thing about that. Why aren't they trying to just get a boatload of money for the property? Because even last year, the house that I bought is worth $30,000 to $20,000 more today, just from 1 year ago, right? So I don't need to incentivize someone with a 2.625% interest rate in order to get into the house. They'll purchase it at market value because that's what the market demands for this home. And I would be coming out with some cash. Now, I noticed that a lot of the homes within that area were okay, but there were still some boarded up homes that needed to be renovated, fixed up, and repaired. However, I wasn't deterred enough to say, you know what, every house in this area is going to go down in value. In fact, I'm thinking the opposite. There's going to be more presence, more people involved in picking that area up and bringing it to a good standing. And so that's my thought process. Then I'm going to go inside the house, do some research, and see if there is government funding being put into this area, if there's government funding being put into this community. How is this community going to continue to improve? Will it continue to improve? If not, will I decide to take on that investment? Because even an investment where I don't necessarily have to put any money into it can be a bad investment because it will require some of my time, right? So when I think about this, I have to think about it in its totality. I have to do some research and understand, is this property the best for me? And so in doing that research, I will understand that. There was another property that cost about $140,000 more, and it was in a great neighborhood. I don't have any worries at all what it would sell for 10 years from now, what it will do for me 10 years from now. It's not going to be a headache. I won't have any problems whatsoever. And that type of property is a property that I am all in on, even though it cost me $150,000 more. So my agent is going to run some comps. He's going to look at rents. He's going to see, am I capable of purchasing something like this, of this size? Because I haven't purchased something of that magnitude yet. Almost a $500,000 property. And we will see if it's worth us moving forward and getting into that, because I'd rather purchase something more expensive today that is going to be worth more later on and have good rents coming in long term, rather than something that I can get more people to rent, but they're going to be bad tenants, a lot of turnover, things like that. And all because I was attracted to an interest rate, right? So I have to be very, very cautious about that. And then the last property that I went to see was a triplex. Not in the best area. Lots of boarded up houses, way more than either of the two. There was a lot of police presence, which tells me that there's a lot going on. I've seen police stopping people's vehicles. I've seen people arguing with police there at two separate instances just about 2 to 3 blocks away from each other. I've seen 5, 6, 7 cop cars. I've seen people walking around looking drugged up. I seen kids playing outside with boarded up houses all over the place. And to me, that wasn't a place that I wanted to invest in, where it's still getting cleaned up, where there's still a lot going on, where people are still comfortable acting a certain way, right? So that's not something that I'll be investing my money into. And that property has been sitting on the market. That triplex has been sitting on the market for well over 100 days. And one of the reasons is the third unit is gutted, completely gutted, and needs to be renovated. So although it's at a discount, no one wants to renovate a property in a bad area with all boarded up places and then expect good rents. You're not going to get good rents, even though that property can be renovated and look pristine. The area still matters. Location matters, right? So after all those renovations, you think you might be able to sell it for 300 or so, but honestly, you'd be lucky to get your money back out of that property. And so that's not something that I would want to invest in, especially with having to do repairs and things of that nature. And the prior owner couldn't do repairs for a few simple reasons, which I'm just speculating on. One would be tenants never paid on time, so you just didn't have the cash flow. Two would be you didn't save any money from the cash flow you were receiving because you wanted to be a slumlord. And then three would be you just had to fix so much stuff in the property that when it came down to it, doing that last repair was just too much. And so you see the trend in which that area, that zip code is going into, and you don't want any parts of it. I felt so good to type in my address in Google Maps and see that I was a far distance away from that area, so that I wasn't attributed to that type of location, if that makes sense. So location, location, location. Everything is about location. Today, I done cleaned out my exhaust fans. I done cleaned out the exhaust fans in the bathroom. I was productive making some music. I did a little workout. I went and looked at 3 properties, told my agent about 2 of them that I was interested in, and then we're gonna run comps to see if I'm able to afford that higher end property, because that's where I feel more comfortable. And if I have to put money down, then, you know, we'll go that route and we'll get into that. So I'm super excited on what 2023 has in store. Super excited to see the difference. It was a varying difference just 9 minutes away from each other to see the drastic changes in an area based on where you decide to lay your roots, based on where you decide to rest your head. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see. Do you want to see me doing some walkthroughs? If so, I might be doing some next week. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.